Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Moldoff. For those of you who don't know me, thank you for the applause for my name. Welcome to the 2015-2016 academic year. It's my privilege to welcome you here. I am your newly elected Faculty Association Chair. Thank you so much. I want to start by saying that I taught this summer, but I've had the last 2.5 weeks off with my wife and 18-month-old son. Yes, and I just like to say I learned a lot in those last 2.5 weeks. For instance, I'm so grateful that I have a job to leave them for. I love them, don't get me wrong, I love them more than anything in the world, but if I have to sing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands one more time. I'm being told now we do sing that here, I'm sorry. But it's such a great place to work, and you know that, and one of the great things that makes this place great is the colleagues we have, many of you who I call my friends. And so I want to draw your attention to what makes this place great, and how we can continue to make this a great place to work. To do that, I want to draw your attention to strategic goal number 9, which is that employees will choose Durham Tech first because we create and sustain a great college working environment. And it says here that instructors will seek employment at the college because of our reputation for excellence, staff who work here because of professional development, welcoming attitude, so on and so forth. All these good things that we are promising. And these are the things that I want to work on with you as your chair. Now, I'd like to acknowledge first the people who are helping make this happen, and that is the Faculty Workplace Improvement Group. So if the members of that group would please stand and be recognized. Okay, I'm also being told there is no such thing as the Faculty Workplace Improvement Group. But we're going to make one. And if you are a member of the faculty, you are a FWIG. You are a member of the FWIG committee. Faculty Workplace Improvement Committee. I want that, yes. Put it on your PRNEs. Tell your boss, I want to be involved in making this a great place to work. We're going to be having meetings. I want you to share your concerns with us. Share with me, Michelle Alexandra, the vice chair, with Sunny Haynes, our secretary. Tell us what's working for you, what's not. Share ideas and resources. What makes this place great is that we communicate with one another and share what's working and what can be improved. We get a lot of new things this year. We've got a new faculty mentor program. Yes, people involved in that faculty mentor program? Yes, I know I am. Because we welcome new faculty today. We've got new programs, Associate in Fine Arts, Associate in Engineering. We've got new advising things to happen. So a lot of new things that your engagement and your involvement is important for getting off the ground and doing well. I've got a new class, Com 150, which still has, if you've got good students, still has seats available. If you don't have good students, it's full. And if you do have good students, it's still available. Com 150. On that note, I want to end with a non-religious, non-denominational prayer for this coming semester. So here it goes. Please, whoever, give unto us this year students eager to learn. Students with questions that can't be answered simply by looking at the syllabus. Bestoweth unto them the wisdom to understand our dated references. Maketh the projector work and the YouTube clip load quickly and without embarrassing advertisement. Grant us the strength to try a new assignment and the wisdom to know when the old way was probably better. And may all of our advisees come with correctly filled out plans of study from their ACA classes. And let us say amen. Wishing you all a great semester. Thank you.
All right, good morning. My name is Hyder McMeekin. For the longest time of my life, I went by Gyro because that was just easier for everybody else to say, but now I've decided to step into my power as well as my colleagues, her partner tells her to do, so that's what I want to do. So yes, I'm your Staff Association Chair, and this is Andy.
Fleisch.
Fleisch, all right. So, both of us have difficult last names, that's fine. So one of the things is I met him for the first time last week. He told me he was working here for at least 3.5 years. I've been here for about 4.5 years, and I had never met this guy. And that was one of the things I thought was a problem. I was like, wow, like, we're not that big where, colleagues can't meet. So that's one of the things we definitely want to work on. He already came up with some great ideas on things we want to do to try to, work on that. There's 4 C's I would like to try to improve on. That's choice, collaboration, communication, and compassion. I mean, choice, I want to come up with as many choices to make our association as great as it could possibly be. I take ideas from everywhere. I mean, I had one of my frat brothers, this 7-year-old kid came to my house and told me I need to rearrange my furniture to have more play space. And I did it. I made more space. And I mean, it worked out. I have a 7-month-old, and AKA Captain Destructo, and he comes in there and just tears everything up, and now that he has more play space, it's not as bad. So, 7-year-old's right. So that's just one of those things. Collaboration, really want to work with as many people as possible. If you're on the faculty association and you got great ideas for our staff association, give it to us. I mean, if we can use it, we will. What was the other one? Communication. I want to be as open and honest as possible. For anybody that's had to work around me for any little bit of time, I'm an open book. I'll share everything I have. I'm hoping that you'll do the same, so we make this better. And then compassion, just having compassion for each other. Everybody's fighting a battle, trying to see if we can help them fight that battle, helping each other in those times. And then, I think if we can work on those 4 C's, that help us with the biggest C of all, which is community. And I mean, we're a community college. I want to just, not just say it, I want to be it. So, if you have ideas, things that you can help with this, let's fly so we can have the best association possible. Okay? Thank you.
I just want to thank Ira for introducing me, and also to let that I'm very happy to be the vice chair of the Staff Association, and I look forward to working with our staff this year and all the rest of the employees here at Durham Tech.
If you're happy and happy and you know, clap your hands. Come on, Jason! If you're happy and you know, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. Welcome back, Jason. Well, good morning. Whether you've been away for the summer or some short vacation, or you haven't gotten away at all because you've been helping enroll our students, I welcome you back to a new academic year here at Durham Tech. This really does remain one of my favorite times of the year as we're making final preparations for our 55th year providing residents of Durham and Orange counties with educational programs and services intended to help them live better and more productive lives. It's great to see everyone back together again. I hope you've had a restful summer because the past year's an indication we will have many opportunities to do great things in 2015-16. Last year's convocation, I spoke at length about the progress we've made and the goals we've accomplished in the last 5 years. At that time, I thanked you for the work you have done those past 5 years and the work you are preparing to undertake. And I said, quote, I have never been more confident than now that we're poised to do great things. And today I'll start by thanking you again. This past year we made significant progress on a number of initiatives. Since last year's convocation, just a few things we've done. We've completed revisions to a strategic plan for the college, including mission, vision, and core values. Last year, the reaffirmation of the Accreditation Task Force has been busy preparing our compliance report for our 10-year SACS CSC reaffirmation determination. We've narrowed the choices for our quality enhancement plan to 2 excellent topics. You'll learn more about that this morning. We're working on revisions to the campus master plan. including vendor bids for internal signage and wayfinding. Just a few of the many things we've accomplished this past year, in addition to the great work you do every day to serve and support our 20,000 or so students. So when I look back in these last 12 months, I'm delighted and overwhelmed at the breadth and depth of the great things we've achieved together and the incredible things our students have accomplished. I remain excited about our future, and I want to use this opportunity to encourage all of us to focus our attention on the tangible implementation of our strategic plan. As a reminder, as Jason just reminded us, our revised strategic plan includes 3 vitally important themes: being a champion of learning, success, completion, and transfer, providing our students with career skills for today and tomorrow, and positioning Durham Tech as a first choice. Although I realize that our work will encompass and touch upon all of those themes, this year I want to focus our attention on that last strategic theme: position Durham Tech as a first choice. By context, I'd like to review the goals associated with that theme. First, we want students to choose Durham Tech first because we offer a great college experience and a welcoming and safe environment. Here is a great example. Many of you have heard the story, read the story of Sarah Polling. Despite having a bachelor's degree in English from UNC Chapel Hill, Sarah could not find a job that paid enough to support her and her young daughter. She researched high-paying, high-demand jobs in the Triangle area, and information technology came out on top. So she enrolled at Durham Tech. And last spring, after completing her associate in applied science degree in computer programming applications, she got a job at a local startup, earning 14 times more than she earned last year. While at Durham Tech, she took advantage of so many opportunities. She was a recipient of a George Wooten Scholarship. She was a work study student in the Information Technology Department. She had an internship at the company that eventually hired her. She took advantage of the Durham Tech food pantry. And she even took a class from Maid Smith and saved nearly $1,000 on her car fares. In so many ways, Sarah experienced the best Durham Tech can offer. She was challenged in her coursework and well prepared for success upon graduation. But she was also welcomed, encouraged, supported, and valued. Durham Tech encouraged her to reach beyond what she'd imagined. And she's only one example of what I know happens every day, every week, every semester, and every year here at Durham Tech. In the coming year, we'll be providing more opportunities for our students to be challenged and to excel. This year, we're beginning a partnership with the Howard Hughes Medical Institute in Maryland. CPhages is a laboratory-based course for undergraduate students who do collegiate-level science and have had little or no research experience. Participating students will have the opportunity to conduct research and identify and name their own viruses. If I were a student, I'd name my virus Manny. This new initiative promises to grow challenging and rewarding college experience for those students. Also, as Jason mentioned, this year we'll be implementing 2 new degree programs. The Associate in Fine Arts and Associate in Engineering degrees are welcome additions to our program choices for students. Tracy Mancini, Dean and Department Head for Arts and Sciences at the University of Transfer, will be sharing more details about these great new programs with you shortly. The process for identifying our new Vice President for Student Learning and Instructional Services is moving along smoothly. Clearly, this person will play a key leadership role as we build on our already existing strong and comprehensive curriculum programs. This week and next, we'll have the opportunity to meet and greet 3 finalists for this position. I know this is a very busy time for all of us, but I hope you can take time out of your schedule to meet those candidates and provide me with your thoughts and comments. You'll have an opportunity to share your impressions with all three of these candidates. I expect your name on the VP for Student Learning and Instruction by the end of the month. I want to thank Dr. Peter Woolrich, Vice President of Corporate and Continuing Education, for chairing the interview committee who has identified these 3 candidates. Meanwhile, as you know, last month I named Dr. Christine Kelly-Cleese as Vice President of Student Engagement, Development, and Support. Christine's unwavering commitment to a culture where students are supported, nurtured, and challenged will serve us well going forward. Over the summer, Brian Atkins has made significant progress in reviewing and renewing our campus master plan. Since our last convening in May, Brian Atkins has reviewed data on the use of our existing facilities and has interviewed representatives from each building as part of the process of developing a comprehensive list of facilities needs. Next, you will have an opportunity, you'll have a chance to review this list and help identify priorities for an updated plan for the next 10 years of our campus's development. We also want employers to choose Durham Tech first because we are a great source of workforce training and talent. 2 years ago, Japanese candy manufacturer Morinaga selected Orange County, North Carolina as the site for their first American production plant. They will go online later this month, producing High Chew, which is now the official candy of Beth Payne. In the next 18 months, the workforce will grow from the current 45 employees to nearly 100. The Orange County campus hosted hiring fairs for Morinaga earlier this year, and more than 800 applicants showed up to apply for these jobs. Our corporate service department will be responsible for training these workers to the exacting standards of Japanese management development. And just 2 weeks ago, Interactive Intelligence Group, a unified communications and cloud computing company in Durham, announced the investment of $1.2 million in the creation of 200 new jobs at their headquarters off Page Road. This is one of at least 8 new clients or potential clients for customized training services provided by our corporate services department. As you see on the screen, we also want employees and potential employees to choose Durham Tech first because we create and sustain a great college working environment. This is a goal that is of keen importance to me. I realize everyone here is doing at least a job and a half. The past 5 or 6 years have been probably the most challenging a college has ever faced. Our staffing chart has numerous vacancies from employees who have resigned, retired, and cannot be replaced. Salaries have been more or less frozen. I have consistently and constantly asked you and your colleagues to do more with less and urge you to work harder toward achieving the goals that our strategic plans laid out, including growing our enrollment. And you never cease to amaze me. Every week, several times a week, I hear from students who praise their instructors for helping them grasp a difficult concept or think through a challenging assignment. I get emails from students and their parents expressing gratitude for the help they receive on a challenging financial aid issue or solving a student records issue. I hear when a potential student has a pleasant encounter with someone on the reception desk or in the parking lot. I know that despite all we've been through these past several years, each of you continues to focus on our most important work, helping our students and leading them to live better and more productive lives. I can't thank you enough for the work you do every day. A consistent message I've heard is the need for more professional development opportunities. Like our students, I know we also must be lifelong learners to sustain a great college environment. To this end, I've set aside $100,000 in institutional funds this year and ongoing for faculty and staff development. These funds, in addition to funds provided through the federal Perkins Vocational Education Grant, will provide all employees with much-needed opportunities for scholarship and professional engagement. Kathy McCutcheon will be spending a few minutes talking about some of the opportunities for development in the Teaching Learning Center this year, and Kathy McKinley will be providing information on staff development opportunities later this month. Finally, we want our college to invest in Durham Tech because we do great, innovative things. We're working with Melissa Chappell, Janelle Moore, and our foundation board to create new avenues for resource development for the college. We are actively seeking ways to keep our alumni fully engaged. We are partners in a number of new community collaborations, such as with Longfellow partners at Duke University, in their ongoing development of the Durham Innovation District and their training support for Durham Tech students in STEM fields. We're also finding ways to leverage existing relationships in support of new programs at the college, such such as Merck's sponsorship of our new STEM boot camp, and Achieving the Dreams grant for our START hospitality training. In June, we received a $100,000 grant from LC Industries Foundation to strengthen our services to students with visual impairments and other disabilities. Our relationships with the three public school systems has never been stronger. Penny Gluck and Peter Woolbridge are working on a professional development program for the Chapel Hill Carver City Schools that could become a statewide model. We met twice with Dr. Todd Work, the new superintendent of the Orange County Schools, to discuss ways of expanding dual enrollment opportunities for their students. The Connect Fund Scholarship provides a great incentive for Durham High School student graduates to choose Durham Tech first as their first choice for post-secondary education. Our work on this goal is even more important given the current state of budget deliberations with the North Carolina General Assembly. If you've been following the news, you know that the General Assembly is really nowhere near passing a final budget this year. That's important for us because we rely on state funds for about 2/3 of our operating budget. It's important for our students because of the probability of a tuition increase this year. And it's really important for you because until state budget is passed, we can't give salary increases. But we will when we can. Despite this challenge, I'm pleased that we are redesigning our timeline for internal planning and budget. Under the leadership of Matt Williams, our Vice President for Finance and Administrative Services, we'll be conducting planning and budget hearings this fall with the goal of providing a planning budget for next year, for the 2016-17 year, well before the current year ends. This new timeline will shift our budget culture from reactive to proactive. Although we won't be able to finalize our budget until the General Assembly passes it, we can do our best to estimate and get ahead in the planning cycles. We begin to make critical enrollment management choices to support our final strategic goal to grow. Being a first choice for students, employers, employees, and the community requires our getting the word out. We live in an active and crowded higher education market, so we need to distinguish ourselves in meaningful and genuine ways. I thank Carter Weaver and the Marketing Communications Department for their work in getting the word out. And I ask you to take pity on Nathan Harden as he tries to get me connected with the social media universe. Hashtag Doc Socks. I'm honored to be president of Durham Technical Community College. Mr. George Newton will be proud of this as well. For more than 50 years, he and his family have generously supported us, both financially and in service to the college. He will always be fondly remembered and sorely missed. Mr. Newton is one of many who helped us become the institution we are today because he believed in us and our ability to transform lives. Warren Bennis, distinguished professor of business administration and founding chairman of the Leadership Institute at the University of Southern California, is widely regarded as a pioneer in the contemporary field of leadership. Bennis once said, very simply, I think very profoundly, great things are accomplished by talented people who believe they will accomplish great things. Like Mr. Newton, I believe in us, in you, and our ability to make a positive impact on the communities we serve. So welcome back. I'm excited about the coming year, and I look forward to accomplishing even more great things. Let's get to work.
Good morning, Durham Tech.
I'm right here. You get the stage first.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm Tina Bryan Allen, and I'm representing the Research Evaluation Assessment and Policy arm of the college.
And I'm Penny Gluck, and I'm part of the team that was on the topic selection committee.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Quality Enhancement Plan. But before we move forward, those of us who have been serving on the topic selection team, will you please stand? They really deserve it. So a lot has happened. So we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who may be new to the institution and maybe even new to higher ed and have not participated in the quality enhancement plan at another institution, let me briefly give you an overview of what we're talking about today. So as Dr. Ingram has already mentioned, we are in the throes of reaffirmation. We will be submitting our compliance report March of next year, March 1st as a matter of fact, or it's up to Terry Costa sometime at the end of February. And part of our reaffirmation requirements is that the college participate in a quality enhancement plan. So what is that? It's a broad-based process that requires broad-based input, okay? It's also a plan that focuses on student learning, not interventions, not the strategic plan, not changes with the institution necessarily, but with student learning or the environment that supports student learning. But ultimately, student learning has got to be paramount when it comes to this plan. It identifies goals and assesses the extent to which we achieve them. So we can't just throw a plan out there and say, this is what we're going to do. We actually have to monitor and manage it and see what's happening, what's working. If it's not working, let's jump in, let's tweak it. It doesn't have to be perfect when it rolls out. We have wiggle room to make changes and transitions or revisions or anything that we need to do as it's going. It's a live project. So if you have ever worked in project management or any type of live project, it's a live project. It also demonstrates the institution's capacity to carry a plan through. So it would be great for us to do a total overhaul of all of our curriculum. But is that really feasible? No, because curriculum and changes in people require resources, whether it be money, whether it be human, whether it be structural. So we have to make sure that the institution is healthy enough that we can sustain whatever it is that we decide to do from beginning to end. And how long is this supposed to take? About 5 years, where technically we're going to be reporting on our progress or reporting on what happened during this process in the 5th year. So really within 4 years, we need to be able to execute this quality enhancement plan. To give you a little bit more of a structure of what this timeline will look like. So we began this process, as Dr. Ingram stated before. We really started talking about it and thinking about it last fall around this time. The team came together beginning in the spring. So some of you who were here remember completing a survey. We collected some quantitative data. And then we got together based off of that survey in April. Remember that funky focus group session meeting we had in here on that beautiful April day? Well, we took that information as well. And we did the same thing with our students who were attending during the spring semester. So we also sent them a survey. We took the information that came back from the students, and then we hosted focus group sessions. And then we took that information, and over the summer we have been analyzing that information, synthesizing that information, and that's what leads us to why we're here today. Because we promised you in the spring that we would bring back the top 2 topics that kind of rose to the top from those processes, and ultimately you would be able to chime in on that final decision. Well, I want to talk a little. Oh, you want to say something?
Don't move this slide when you're done. Just a second. Thank you.
Okay. So moving forward, what's left to do? Because the topic selection team, after this week's work, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, they're going to be done with what they're supposed to do, and we'll transition into another team, which is going to be the quality enhancement plan development team. So we're trying to parse the work out so no one gets overworked and no one experiences QE fatigue, because we don't want that to happen. So listen to what's getting ready to happen next. And if you have any interest in participating in that development team, please, at the end of this presentation, you'll see some opportunities for you to provide or toss your hat in that ring and say, hey, I think I'm your person to help you with the development of this plan. So what's left? So after today, or after the 19th, and we'll talk about what's significant about the 19th in a minute, we're going to have a topic that's going to be pretty much finalized and a recommendation is going to be made. But then after that, after we've identified what that topic is, the real work begins. We're going to have to identify student learning outcomes for that particular topic. And all of our instructors in here, you know how tedious that can be sometimes. We need to be able to talk about concretely what our students are going to be able to do at the completion or somewhere within the process, what they're going to be able to do, how we're enhancing some skills, knowledge that they would have gained, an attitude that has been changed, something that they've learned as a result of the work that we're doing with our quality enhancement plan. We're going to have to identify the actions or the interventions that will need to be implemented, so whether it be in classrooms, or, outside of classrooms, after we decided what the topic is, we were going to have to decide what's going to need to be done, what will need to be implemented in order to make sure that our students are getting this enhancement. We're going to have to identify resources needed. So we're going to have to look at structural, whether it be infrastructure, committees and councils, whether it be human, positions, whether it be facilities. We're going to have to look at structural resources, and definitely we're going to have to look at the moolah. We're going to have to develop an assessment plan, which is extremely important. Is Sonny Haynes in the building?
Yes.
Stand up, Sonny. We want to see you. Sonny and Dr. Ray Lewis, is he in the building? I know he is, I saw me the biscuit earlier. We want to thank these two individuals. This summer, they traveled down to Orlando for 4 things to attend an institute that's hosted by our accrediting agency, SACS, COC, or Southern Association of Schools, Colleges and Schools, Commission on Colleges. And they actually brought back some very valuable lessons learned. Institutions have learned a lot during these processes. But one of the things that they have been not as successful with as they should be at this point is looking at their assessment when it comes to the quality enhancement plan. They've been focusing on interventions, they've been focusing on different things and goals, but not really going back and looking at, okay, where has the needle moved? Or has the needle moved at all? Right? So we're going to have to be very careful in developing the assessment plan and embedding it throughout the process, throughout that 4-year process, okay? And I'm being very deliberate to explain each of these phases because I want you to be able to say, I can do that. I want you to be able to identify with one of these areas and you can go, this is where I thrive, this is what I would love to do and I would love to work on. So excuse me for being a little bit worried, but I want to make sure that I see light bulbs going off. It's amazing from this view. But I want you to make sure you're able to connect. And if you are able to provide your support, your skill set, your expertise in any of these areas, we want to talk to you. Okay? And then also we need to establish a timeline for implementation. So we're not going to roll everything out starting fall 2017 when we're going to begin implementation there. But we're going to also have to make sure that we're careful to develop a plan where we deliberately decide when we are going to implement certain things. Okay? So we also have to develop a timeline for here. Penny, you want to say anything in this section?
Yeah, and then you're ready for me to reveal?
No.
Never mind. Go on then.
Are you guys anxious? We're doing this on purpose. Okay, so then we're going to prepare the QEP narrative. We have to submit that 6 weeks prior to the on-site team. So for some of you who may not be very familiar with the process, we will submit our off-site report again by March 1 of spring coming. Not March 1st, like in the future, but like the March 1st that's coming. That's what we're submitting our off-site report. The off-site team will review that report. And if they have any questions or need some additional follow-up, they will send information back and we'll be working on a focus report to kind of help answer their questions better. In the meantime, there's a different team that's going to be preparing to come to our college campus in fall of 2016. So next year around this time, yeah, we're going to be laughing, but at the same time, we're going to be preparing for a group of individuals who are going to come. And they are specifically coming to talk to us about our QEP. Right? We're going to, there's some issues from the off-site team that they want to have clarified. We're going to clarify those things, but at the same time, they're coming just to see our QEP and talk to us about it, okay? So we have to make sure we prepare that QEP narrative, and we want to do it early enough that we can send it off to be reviewed by some experts, right? We don't want to just send it in blindly and say, we hope this works. We want to get some input prior to submitting it to the on-site team. So that's why we would like to prepare that narrative as early as possible so we have that time in the summer to have it reviewed and tweaked, okay? Then we have the external review. That's what I was just talking about, I'm sorry. And then we need to educate the college community about pretty much all of the things that you probably wouldn't have gotten educated about over this time period. We're going to continue to share things with you in opportunities like this, or maybe via email, or you may be talking to your colleagues during department meetings or division meetings, and you'll be getting updates. But in this venue, probably this time next year, we'll be kind of giving you a little bit more robust information because we will be preparing the on-site team to come. And then we will submit to SACS on-site team, again, like I said, 6 to 8 weeks prior to their arrival. And at this point, I believe they're arriving in November. Am I correct? Our team is scheduled to come in November of next year. And then after that, we'll get some comments back after that fall visit, after that November them revisit, we'll make some revisions or tweaks if there are any in next spring, and then we will begin implementing the plan that following fall. Okay? So trying to give you a little bit of insight of what we can expect at this point. Penny, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to use the same theme that Jason started off with this morning. And how many of you know the 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed? Don't worry. Don't worry, we're not going to do that. But that's literally what happened last spring. Is we had 5 topics that we had narrowed down from 10. And the quality enhancement planning team that was on the selection committee really hoped that we were at the end of spring going to be with just 1 monkey on the bed, but that wasn't the case. From all of the surveys that were done, focus groups, there were 2 themes that rose to the top. So there's still 2 monkeys jumping on the bed. And those 2 themes are around these areas of focus. Improving students' critical thinking. And again, as you think about that as a quality enhancement plan topic, there's a number of student learning outcomes that could be developed. The hard work was yet to come. Our team's going to be passing the baton, so to speak, and the development team will be looking at it. So as you can see, we're looking at number 1, improving students' critical thinking, and the second monkey that's still on the bed, still up for consideration, is advising and career exploration development. And so these 2 themes, from all of the data that was done by Reed, there really wasn't a front runner. There were these 2. So we need your help one last time as a college to select. But there is a 3rd option that we want you to think about. And that 3rd option is potentially weaving those 2 focus areas together and coming up with a quality enhancement plan that will center around critical thinking as students look at their career development, discernment, career path. So you can see that as a third option. President's Cabinet and the QEP topic selection team looked at that and said, I think we need to let the campus evaluate that too. So here's what we need you to do. I only need 30 seconds from each and every one of you. And do it this afternoon. Don't put it on your plate for the end of the week. A Survey Monkey poll will come out and you get to vote. Which of those 3 themes, areas of focus, you think makes the most sense for us as an institution. So please, it will be up when, Terry?
Sometime this afternoon.
Sometime this afternoon. It literally will take you 3 seconds. You choose 1, 2, or 3. Submit, and you're done. So yeah, that's what we want you to be thinking about. Have some conversations with your colleagues. What makes the most sense, because we will live, breathe, eat a piece of the quality enhancement plan as we continue to improve. Any other questions?
Yeah, additionally with that survey poll, if you have had time to think about it, I know there's some introverts in this room and it takes a little bit of time for you to process. There's a website that you can go to that was developed for in the beginning of this so people can stay in touch. Come on. Here we go. So you can go out to this website, and if you go to the faculty staff homepage, let me walk you to it. Sometimes it helps if we walk through the process together. Jason, I don't think your prayers were answered. This isn't YouTube, this is our homepage. It's still thinking. Here we go. So I always like to say as a rule of thumb, as a general rule, whenever you come to work and you turn on your internet, bring up your internet, always go to the faculty staff page, because Liz does a really great job of making sure she keeps this information up to date. So that way if there's anything going on or if there's anything that you need to know, here's your home page and you can find it out quickly. But if you look in the left-hand side in the green bar area, you'll see right above REAP, you'll see a QEP tab, and if you just click on that, it'll bring you out to the quality enhancement page. So the QEP topic selection and development team. As we're moving along, if you want to stay in the know, we will continue to keep this page updated, maybe even create a blog or some type of, same time information, and that way you can just always stay in tune with what's going on with the QEP and not wait for these employee meetings to get some updates. But familiarize yourself with this, look at what's coming up with the development phase, and as part of that poll as well, you will get an opportunity to kind of throw your ring in that hat. So if you want to participate in the development team, you will indicate that on that poll as well. Or just feel free to contact me or Dr. Casa, and we'll be happy to add your name to the list. Okay?
Now, how many full-time, continuing part-time employees do we have? About
350.
330. We want 330 votes, folks. So make sure that you do the survey.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Have a great
Tracy Mancini, and I'm the Dean and Department Head. Can you hear me in the back?
Yes.
Can you use the microphone? Sure I can. Yep. Hello. Is that better? Okay. Good morning, I'm Tracy Mancini. I'm the Dean and Department Head for Art Sciences and University Transfer Department, and it's really wonderful to see everyone back again. As the President mentioned, I was asked to talk about new programs in the ASUT department that will be for the college. But I was really struck by the quote he mentioned about how great things are accomplished by talented people who want to accomplish great things. And that kind of informed the way I prepared my presentation today, because across our department we have a lot of talented faculty and staff who really helped us to accomplish great things this year. Among them, the biggest are 2 new programs, but we also have a few other new courses and new course delivery methods for old courses that I wanted to mention to you so that you could hear a little bit more about what we were doing. So I thought the most exciting way to do that would be for us to maybe play a quick Jeopardy game. And you'll see that there are 5 disciplines, in the Art Sciences and University Transfer Program. And this is a way for you who aren't too familiar with our department to maybe learn a little bit about the structure of our department. But we have 5 disciplines, each with a chair: the English and Communications, Foreign Languages, Mathematics, Engineering and Physics, Sciences, and Social Sciences and Humanities. And there are actually new things going on in all of those areas. So I wanted to mention them to you and maybe introduce you to some of the people you might want to know if you have questions about any of these programs or courses. So I'm going to engage my friend and colleague Kara Battle, who's our Associate Dean, to be the prize giver. And we have some Smarties to give out to those of you who are smart enough to get the right answer. And I wish I had been as smart as Sarah Polig, because I was an English major who never went back for computer science. So there may be a few glitches to this PowerPoint that may not work. So we'll see how it goes. So I'd like to ask for a volunteer to choose the first question. Yes, I see Chris Dove.
Can I have foreign languages for honor?
Okay, great. And actually, thank you for bringing up. One of the rules is that you can't, because this is one of our sociology instructor. I'm going to allow her to choose a foreign languages category. But if you're affiliated with any of these programs, I would ask you to refrain. Okay, great. So you want foreign languages for 100. Okay, let's see how this goes. The answer is Spanish 111, section 190. The question is? I think we have, is that all right? May Dr. Gomez join?
It would be really embarrassing if I got it wrong, though. What is the hybrid 111 class?
We had this problem once before because I took Spanish and Connie was my teacher, and she asked me to explain to the class what a preposition was since I was an English teacher, and I couldn't do it. so we just keep passing this plate back and forth. Okay, so who wants to give the definitive answer? Okay, great, thank you. So the answer is, the question is, online beginning Spanish, which is a new course delivery method. So that's something new for us. I believe it's filling up really quickly, but what I want to mention to you is that you can look in the future for maybe a Spanish 112 online coming soon. So this is something new that we're doing. And I want to introduce our chair of foreign languages, Shannon Hahn, and so you can get a look at who she is. If you have questions about that, please contact her. Okay, so I need another volunteer. Great, thank you. English and Communications for 100. And the answer is, now if you were listening carefully today, there are a lot of hints out there. COM 150. COM 150. Do you know what it is? Do you want to pass? Yes, thanks, Sean. Okay, Terry Casa.
That's a new COM course in College Law.
Okay, do you know what it is called? Great, Terry. Okay. It's called Introduction to Mass Communication. It's a new course that Dr. Moldoff has helped us with. And Janelle Mays, who's our chair of English and Communications, if you would just stand up, both of you. That's who we're talking to. And I want to let you know this is an elective course, but it does appear on those baccalaureate degree plans for communications and journalism majors as preferred electives. So this is an ideal course for students who want to pursue journalism or communication as a major, but it is an elective, so it's really important for you to know that. Thank you. Thanks. All right, let's see. Next, so I'm having trouble deleting the ones we've already done, but hopefully you'll help me remember that. Who wants to go next?
Let's do math and communication.
Dawn. Okay, great. Thank you. Math, engineering, physics, Dawn, for 100. The answer is Math 110, Section 090. Yes. Yeah. Okay, great. It's online Math 110, which is math, measurement, and literacy. And so what's new about that format is that we listen to the demand for an online math course, and thanks to Mr. Mansfield, would you please stand? Chris Mansfield, Chair of Math and added an online Math 110 this semester. It's a great course. It's not a transferable course, but it's a great course for the non-transfer, non-STEM majors. Thank you, Dr. Memory, for clearing that up for me. And so it's a great course for paralegal, early childhood, some business students, automotive, those kind of programs of study. All right, very nice. Who's next? Volunteers? Okay, thank you, Liz.
Math, engineering, and business rhetoric.
Oh, Liz. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, Liz, the answer is A10500.
What is the new Associate of Science program, Associate in Engineering?
There you go. Associate in Engineering. about. It resulted from a statewide initiative called the Engineering Pathways Initiative, which Chris Mansfield and Mayor Marcia Cupid have been a part of for a number of years. In February, there was an articulation agreement signed, kind of like the CAA, but it's an articulation agreement for the associate in engineering degree. And it says that students who follow this degree plan and graduate with C's or better in all courses, but a 2.5 GPA, can transfer into one of the 5 public universities that offer Bachelor of Science in Engineering degree. And those are NC State, A&T, ECU, UNC Charlotte, and Western Carolina University. So this is an ideal program for students who really want to pursue engineering majors at a public institution. It is going to accelerate their math and science, and so they need to be strong math and science students. And so I urge you, if you have students who are interested in the Associate in Engineering degree program, to have them talk with Mr. Mansfield so that he can help them discern, critically discern their career path and decide if that's the right major for them. But this is one of the things that's helping us be a first choice for students, because we're one of only 19, or I heard 20 the other day, community colleges in North Carolina who are offering this degree program. We're in the first round, and I really want to applaud Chris for all the work he's done to get this program off the ground quickly. And it's okay, all right. Thank you, Liz. Good answer. Question, good question. Who wants to go next? Okay, Karen.
Okay, social sciences, humanities for 300.
Ah, all right, the important stuff. What is the answer is AFA.
What is the Associates in Fine Arts?
Thank you, thank you. Associate in Fine Arts. Okay. This is our other new degree program. Again, it's another degree. This one is actually numbered A1020A. So our focus in the Associate in Fine Arts is a visual arts, studio arts focus. It's not drama, not music. We're starting off with the studio arts. And I have to mention that this is a program offered by 30 plus community colleges already in the North Carolina Community College system. So we're really excited to be able to offer it starting this semester. Dr. David Long, who is our chair of Social Sciences and Humanities, would you take a stand up? Please raise your hand if you have questions about this program. This is a good program for students who want to transfer. There's a lot of gen ed still in this program of study. Students who want to transfer to a Bachelor of Fine Arts program or a Bachelor of Arts in Art, Bachelor of Art in Arts program at a 4-year school, and students will be working to design portfolios. That's something that students need when they apply to those programs, and so they'll be getting more art and transferring over. And David has become part of the statewide group that is pursuing an articulation agreement for this degree. Currently, it does not have an articulation agreement, and it's still a 64-hour program of study. So the thing we're doing this semester that's new is we're offering Art 121, which is two-dimensional design. And so students interested in the AFA should sign up for Art 121 because it's a prerequisite for another required course, three-dimensional design, which we'll be offering in the spring. And also Art 131 drawing. So I want to thank you for all the work you've done, David, on that. All right, what do we have left? Who wants? I can just pick the question if somebody. We need new people. Thank you, though. Yes. Okay, Karen. Science for 100. Everybody's steering away from science. Okay, Karen, the answer is Chem Prep. Question?
Oh, the question is what courses are for grant?
Thank you, great, excellent. You were listening. Okay, so Chem Prep, this is something new we offered. We're offering it next week, this week, the 13th and 14th. It's because during the, what do you call it, the Walmart transfer completion, right? We knew that some of the sciences, students were having a difficult time passing some of our sciences. And one science class that a lot of students have trouble with is Chem 130. And so Dr. Olga Agrepa works very hard. She's had some help with Dr. Margaret Memory for math and science, and Dr. Zarilla, who is our chair of sciences. And I'd like for her to stand. She's still here. Yes. And I want to thank them. This was Olga's idea, is that what if we gave the students a little prep course to get them ready? And so this is a 2-day free course because of our MERC funding. Plus, if they successfully complete the course, they'll get a $100 voucher at the bookstore. And so it's like free money, really, and learning. So this is a great program. We probably still have some spaces. If you have students who are going to be taking Chem 130 and are interested in this, please see Kathy or Olga. I'll grab them. Okay, thank you. And we're almost done. Who's next? I think we have really important ones. We'll mention Science for 200. Do I have a taker?
Yeah.
The answer is phage hunters. Who is that? Was that Eric? No. Who is it over there, John? Will Stewart. Will Stewart. Whisper the answer to someone else, a non-science person. Who wants to answer this? What is phage hunters? Karen.
It's a research-based science class. That's all I know.
That's excellent. You're smart. It's that Hughes Medical Institute funded science lab. It's a special section, lab section of Bio 111 that's offered. And if you haven't read the information, it is in the June-July Transfer Times. There's some more information on it there. I hope you'll pick that up or refer to it because there's a lot of good information about our courses in the June-July Transfer Times. But it's a special lab section where students will be doing hands-on, digging in dirt research to identify, hopefully locate, identify, name strands of bacteriophages or mycobacteria. And these are, thank you, and I'm getting a nod from Dr. Marie Fogarty and Dr. Steve Wiegand. I'd like them to stand up and again, Dr. Zarilla. These folks procured this grant. And really, if you have a strong student who knows that he or she is taking Bio 111 this semester, please urge that student to go talk to them. We still have spaces available. These students are going to be doing special lab experiments. I was joking, if they identify, we might not call it nanny, but we might call it durotecicillin or something like that. Wouldn't that be fun if our students helped to name a new bacteriophage? So please encourage strong students to talk to them about this course. It's really a wonderful undergraduate research opportunity, and we're really privileged to be able to be offering this at Durham Tech. Yeah, Marie.
Yeah, can I say, although it would be ideal, the students don't necessarily have to take Bio 112 in the spring. It would be better, but it's not a necessity.
Okay, so that's great. So if you think that telling them they have to take Bio 111 in the fall and Bio 112 in the spring might deter some of them, we'll just tell them they can just sign up for the Bio 111 and they'll convince them that they should take Bio 112. Okay, great. Anybody else? Questions? Okay, thank you. And I think that I can get by with just 2 more. I think this one.
I got one. What is American Sign Language?
Thank you, Chris. Okay. American Sign Language is on our schedule this semester. So that serves as a foreign language for students in the AA and AS program who need to take 2 semesters of foreign language. Shannon Hahn, again, has added this course. It's a new course offering for students. It may be attractive to a lot of students who are kind of nervous about foreign languages. And in the spring, we'll be offering ASL 112. So just wanted to let you know this is out there and available. Oh, sorry. And then let's do this one. Sorry. Last one. The answer is Psych 150, 103A, and Psych 241, 103B. Who is that? I can't see. Yes, please.
What are mini sessions?
That's great, yes. I'm going to take that answer. Great. Those are an example of this is something new we decided to do this semester, and I hope you'll kind of look at it and let students know. We decided to come up with coordinated mini sessions. And what we meant by that is try to come up with schedules that would allow students to take only mini sessions. Because sometimes it's hard for our students to have 16-week classes and then throw in another mini session first term or second term. And so we thought, wouldn't it be great if they could just take 2 classes the first 8 weeks and 2 classes the second 8 weeks, finish 4 classes, maybe throw in a Friday class if they need more credits. And so we came up with, in the transfer times for June, July, we came up with some sample schedules that if students want to take mini sessions, there are schedules made up for them to refer to already. And I hope you'll show that to some students. We have it in English and German. That's another one, German mini sessions. Accomplish both of your foreign languages in 1 semester and have a great time doing it. And English 111 and 112, accomplish both of your composition requirements in 1 semester. We have it with chemistry and math 171 and 172, and Angela Boone is teaching that, and chemistry 151 and 152, I think is Oliver, is that right? Oliver Just. And so we have different, oh, there it is. There is Oliver Just, thank you. And so we are offering these coordinated mini sessions to help students visualize what a mini session schedule would look like. And we really want you to look at them yourselves, and if you have questions, let us know. So you can see there's a lot going on in Art Sciences and University Transfer. We're really proud of our 2 new programs, and if we can answer any questions, please get in touch with any of us. Thanks so much.
Good morning. I'm Gabby McCutcheon, Director for the Teaching Learning Center. And before I forget, I need to tell you that the Teaching Learning Center is in the Phillips Building, room 325. I'm happy to get to share with you some of the TLC programming for the upcoming semester. For starters, there are 44 presentations, workshops, and trainings on the TLC calendar this fall semester. This is a record number. And I'm grateful to so many of you for your willingness to share your time and expertise with us in the TLC. I hope you'll look for opportunities to learn more about new programs such as the Academic Progression Plan, Student Self-Service, and a presentation by a Durham Tech Latina student about her experiences in higher education. In addition to the activities that our faculty and staff will present, there are several off-campus presenters that I want to bring to your attention. First, Todd Zakryzik. I learned how to pronounce his name this summer. Todd Zakryzik, or Dr. Z, will return to finish the presentation he started on, those of you who attended know what I'm talking about. He started a wonderful 6-hour presentation with us. He's going to do part 2 of this presentation on teaching students how to learn. We'll also have 2 presentations by experts from Becoming Durham and Wake Tech share with us some strategies on working effectively with students with mental illness. And another Wake Tech colleague will introduce to us the fundamentals of web accessibility. Finally, we'll learn how to use Sakai web conferencing tools to create webinar-style meetings. The TLC calendar is on the TLC website, it's on the college calendars, and I'm going to email it out to you as a PDF file as well, probably today. The TLC also continues to support the faculty staff interest groups, the original FIGs, I don't know what these WIGs are, but FIGs have existed for a while now. And they're implementing their revised teaching strategies this semester, and I hope you'll look for their presentations on what they've learned from their research in the spring semester. We have 2 Scholarship of Teaching and Learning, or SOTL participants, who will research and plan this semester to implement projects that they identified as being important to them and their students. Leah Bingham is a full-time English instructor, I'll make you stand up, full-time English instructor who will enjoy a mini sabbatical this semester to conduct her research. And Daisha Lawrence is a part-time sociology instructor who won't receive a mini sabbatical, but she can look forward to a stipend when she completes her project. The next deadline for SOTL applications is September 1st, and I hope that many of you will apply. There is a lot more information about SOTL at Durham Tech, including a riveting narrated PowerPoint video on the TLC website. For the first time in many years, the TLC is coordinating a mentoring experience for new faculty. 9 lucky new full-time faculty have been matched with 9 exceptional faculty who will help shepherd them through their first year of employment at the college. And those mentor assignments will be made later this week. Finally, I'm excited to announce that the next Teaching Learning Conference, get my visual here, the next Teaching Learning Conference will take place on Tuesday, October 13th, and that's the first faculty workday between many sessions in the fall semester. Dr. Sandra McGuire will present a keynote address on metacognition, and she'll facilitate a large-scale workshop for us on student motivation that day. And I'd like to share with you a 2-minute video of Dr. McGuire talking about metacognition to perhaps pique your interest. Can you hear that? I don't think there's any sound.
I think incorporating metacognitive strategies in our classroom teaching is extremely important because we want students to implement metacognitive strategies in their study time and learning time outside of the classroom. And so they have to experience the impact of these strategies when they're inside. And so, of course, metacognition is just your ability to think about your own thinking, to analyze what you're doing. And I think the way we can implement that in the classroom is have students, when we are presenting new material, new concepts, not just focus on the what, the facts, but have students reflect on why should this be true. Having them look at relationships between bits of information. Actually having them think of analogies in everyday life that relate to the new information they're using. And even having them analyze and write down what specific learning strategies are you going to apply between now and the first test, or between the first test and the second test. What kinds of questions did you miss on the first test, and why did you miss those questions? If you were teaching this class, what kinds of strategies do you think you would employ that would be more successful in helping you understand this information? So the more of those things we can do in class, the more we're helping students transition from being passive learners who want to come to class and sit and have us pour information into their heads, transition them into active learners who are engaged in the process, who know how to significantly impact their own learning.
Isn't that nice that you coordinated your scarf with that? That's a nice touch. I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm ready. In addition to Dr. McGuire's presentations, and she's fantastic, I hope you got a sense of that, we'll also share some of the best TLC activities during one period of concurrent sessions. There will be lots of Is that why I get on stage? I'm actually done. Okay, so welcome to the Teaching Learning Conference about it and a link to register on the TLC website, and I'll send more information about that via email as well. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you at the TLC.
Good morning. I want to make sure I introduce some new, or maybe not so new, but now full-time, or those that have received some promotions this past year, or this past couple of months since May that we've seen each other formally at this point. So I'm going to introduce a few folks. If you're here in the room, please stand, hold the applause till the end. We'll cheer everybody at that point. Dawn Stanley, Director, Instructor, Criminal Justice. Leslie Scott, Security Officer. Antoine McLean, Financial Aid Advisor. I bet they're upstairs. Cecil Outlaw, Financial Aid Advisor. Robin Lockhart, College Liaison. Tiana Saunders, Administrative Assistant for Corporate and Continuing Ed. Justin Bordeaux, Audiovisual Technician. Jessica Dormandy, Ordinary Volunteer Services. Monique Smith, College Liaison. Larry Carter, Security Officer. Maria Steele, I know you're not new, but Coordinator Instructor of Aesthetics. Zelda Lockhart, also not really new, Instructor English. Deidre Yancey, Instructor College Success. Welcome, Deidre. Don Roberson, Instructor Developmental Math. Donald McIntyre, Program Specialist. Great. And some promotions. Cindy Harden, Director of Practical Nursing. Don, are you still here? Don Paw, Chief Director of Campus Police and Public Safety. You've also heard Christine, Vice President, Student Engagement, Development and Support. Gabby McCutcheon, Dean and Department Head, Student Engagement and Transitions. Greg Bellamy, Dean and Department Head, College and Career Readiness. Alfreda Gregory, Executive Assistant for Student Engagement, Development and Support. Tracy Bennett, Clinical Coordinator for Opticianry. And Yasmin Huck, Instructor of Developmental Math. Yasmin, are you here? Did I miss one, Tracy? Is that what you're... We'll catch you later. Lindsay Al-Shabli, that's what she's reminded me, moving over into English, Instructor English. One quick announcement. Dr. Ingram mentioned that we were having an opportunity to meet the 3 final candidates. I sent an email long ago, you probably didn't see that one, that indicated that the schedule was the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that has changed. The Wednesday is no longer on, and I'm going to send you an email with the details. I'm just putting your heads up at this point. So there will be no candidate on Wednesday of this week. There will be candidates on Thursday and Friday, and then the third candidate actually can't make it until the following Friday, the 21st. Okay, so I will send out the new schedule, but I wanted to alert you to that with sessions that are open. And final thank yous. Thank you, Jason, Pyro, Tracy, Tina, Penny, Gabby for presentations today. I do want to say a special shout out for Kevin in Facility Services because they had to do a lot of setup back and forth for this. And certainly to our foundation, Francine and the Cafe for food this morning. And Joseph and IT staff for helping out this morning as well. Thanks for being here this morning. Have a great semester.